and good morning. I hope that everybody out there is doing great. Yes, it's been crazy, right? I know. I kind of been revamping my YouTube channel a bit. I kind of just put everything, in private. Going to take another scale of things, level up a little bit, so to speak. I am wanting to be on the right spectrum. There's just so much going on, so much has changed. And yes, I'm still doing readings, and yes, I'm still doing energy healing work and still doing all the work that I do, but I'm in a different place as far as trying to meet everybody where they're at now. Uh, this has been quite interesting. There's been so much different stuff going on, and it's just not something that you handle anymore the way we used to. It's not all love and light. We want to be love and light. We want to be about peace. We want to be about love and, a greater awakening in consciousness. However, there is a lot more going on. It's more deeper than that. There is just so much happening that it's not just as simple as love and light. It's not as simple as namaste. And we need to deal with real issues and deal with real changes. And this whole spiritual experience, this whole human experience that we are going through needs a little more in-depth attention. So as the world gets crazier and crazier, we have to be more aware and mindful to put ourselves in a place of higher perspective, to be in observance, to be truly in observance, and to step away from taking sides in no matter what's happening. So it is imperative that we understand that this isn't about whose side are you on. This is about what is happening on the grander scale and taking it a little more seriously on another platform than what we have been. We have been getting very involved, there's nothing wrong with that. You can be as involved in the worldly things, in the third dimensional issues as you want to be. Again, we have free will in this. We can choose to do what we want to do, and we can decide and make decisions that we feel are best for us and our path. There is just so much more to it that we can choose to avoid, or that we can at least observe. And when we get caught up in all of these things that are going on, we tend to miss a lot, and we have been missing a lot. And I speak for myself as well. I'm not pointing fingers and saying you all have it wrong. Nobody has it wrong. It's just about being more mindful and being more aware, acutely aware, and being really observant and being more efficient in detail orientation of all of these things that are happening. When you are looking on the other side of things, on the other side, speaking consciously, spiritually, when you are viewing everything happening from a different perspective that is neutral and isn't so much carnal or ego, then we see everything in a completely different form, in a different way. We have a different understanding of what is happening and why it's happening. And that is the point, is that if we are able to put ourselves in a higher position, into a higher place that is neutral, that isn't going to be so biased, so run by the ego's need to be right or the ego's need to be validated. We have to understand that it's not about who's right or who is wrong. It's about what are we going to do about it? How are we going to respond or react to this? How are we going to be a part of the solution and not a part of the problem? And understand this. Everything is happening exactly the way that it should. Everything is happening for a reason, and I know people hate hearing that. Everybody hates hearing that, but it is true. It does not matter. It's still there for a reason. It's still there to teach a lesson. It's still there to open our eyes. It's still there to help us peel another layer off in our spiritual conscious journey here in our human experience here. It is still something to learn from. It is still something to have, in perspective, to really understand human nature, to understand the whole process of what is happening here on Earth. I am wanting to change my part and change it up to where we can go even higher, and that we can go into this place to where we can really observe and understand and learn together, and learn to understand together, to interpret what is going on in a way that helps us on our own personal path, that helps us understand much, much better ourselves, this world, human nature, humanity, and the whole bigger picture of what is happening. Because without trying to, be in that place, without trying to understand, without trying to have insight and perspective or what have you, then we aren't really getting anywhere. We're on the hamster's wheel, and we are just creating and repeating the same patterns, and we are not really getting any further than we were the last time we were in this place. So if you can, be in higher perspective, be in a higher place. It's going to be crazy. You're going to still deal with it. You're going to still see it. You're going to still be in the midst of it. However, we can bring forth more light. We can anchor more light. We can make a huge difference. We can make waves with just our own energy, our own vibration. And the more of us that are able and willing to do this, the more that we see the greater things, the more that we see positive things, the more, we see the good happening, the more that we see positive and good change, the more we see a bigger wave of true awakening, and not just not just another wave of cult of personality, happening, just another fad, another following, another this or that just has been happening over and over and over again. It just always happens under a different name, under, just a different description, with new, keywords and things like that, that we start to see something genuine happening. And it's about genuine love, genuine perspective, just being, and not choosing a side, and understanding that everyone here is on this planet choosing the path that they have chosen to be a part of whatever it is that they're a part of for their life lessons. But if they are in the grander scale, like if they are well-known people around the world, what have you, celebrities, politicians, or what have you, understand that they are in the game as well to teach us lessons and to maybe trigger us into awakening, to maybe to get us to awaken and understand ourselves better. However, don't go so deep into what is happening out there that we lose our sight, lose our sight in our senses, and we lose our sense of self. This is the most crucial time to be more aware and be more mindful and present than any other time. And so I will do some more videos on this. It's been a while, I know, and I always say that I'll do more videos and such, but I have really truly come to a place to where I think that I am able to talk more about these things on a much deeper level than I have. And meeting this world and meeting humanity where they are at, instead of picking a side without making a judgment. I'll do my best to not sound judgy or anything like that, because really we are all here and having our own experience. I just want to shed light on some things and give perspective, not to change your mind and not to convince you of anything. It is just to give perspective, to give, food for thought. And, you can take it with a grain of salt, or you can, use it to just think and ponder on, and then make your own decisions. However, I'm not going to take a side. I am not going to feed the frenzy, and I'm not going to give anyone the satisfaction of, telling them, you're absolutely right. Yes, you are so right to take that side, and you are rooting for the right team. I'm not going to do that, because that is where it goes downhill. That is where I am being part of the problem and not the solution. There is just some things that I choose to step away from, and I don't want to be a part of those things, because a lot of things that we are choosing to be a part of has only been something that divides us all and separates us all even more. And I am here to unite all of us as much as I possibly can in my little corner of the spectrum. And I really hope that if you are on that plane with me, that if you don't want to be a part of picking a side and being part of separation and division, if you want to be part of uniting despite the differences, despite what our paths are, and despite what our calling is or whatever, then I hope that you have found me. I hope that this is the right place for you. I hope that we can work together, because it's about unification, because we all come from source, and we all came here to have this human experience, our own human experience. But at the same time, we are also here to become truly, genuinely, authentically conscious and mindful and aware and awakened to the real pure truth, which there's a seed of that here on the earth, but humans always interpret it and then embellish it to fit their own satisfaction, to fit their own agendas. This is about the pure truth and the purest form of love that is unscathed, that is untouched, and it is not filtered. It is not interpreted by human ego and opinion. And it's definitely not tainted by humanity. This is the purest form of love, the purest form of awakening, understanding, insight. And that's where I want to try and be from every day. This is where I want to wake up from and dive into every single day in my work. And this is where I want to assist everybody, walk with everybody, talk with everybody, work with everybody in my readings and in my mentoring sessions and my healing sessions. I want to be from that place so that you feel it's a safe place and it's a sacred place. And until the next time, which will be very soon, I promise you, I love you all so very, very much. I love you. I love you. Have a beautiful day, evening, wherever you are. We're heading on to a whole new path. This is a whole new light. I love you.